Welcome back, everybody. Well, we are just going to jump back to Nyra and Leif, who are still kind of circling around the room. When we'd stopped last session, you guys were kind of at like the far end of it, where you saw these robes that reminded you a little bit of sisterhood clothing, specifically the kind that Alina tends to wear. You would be familiar enough with some of the initiates at the sisterhood to know that they only wear blue. There's and this has a bit of patchwork black in its design. As you guys are making your way around, you hear a little bit about this specific display. You guys said you were being quick about it, right? So you kind of heard a bit of the other one and you kept moving on.
I think so. We're not like running through here, but a nice little casual walk through, not lingering too long.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So then as you are heading around, you hear the word Savorin, as if you had just heard the end of a sentence. And then you hear this about 30-year-old blonde man with messy hair that's kind of tied back in a little ponytail. He's speaking very sternly and like matter-of-factly. Their kelp has been prized for its vibrancy and versatility. It nourishes azure kelp. Azure. I hate saying that word, and I put it in so many things. It nourishes, it heals, and most of all, it adorns. Our garments here showcase a dye process that yields hues so deep that they seem to drink in the light itself. You hear like a little bit of murmuring, and what you notice while you guys are walking around this room is that there are the blue tiles around each of these displays. The person presenting is the only one who's like walking along the blue squares. Everyone else seems to be kept back, and it also seems like by the time you loop back around, that the other person who was presenting on their display has stopped talking, and it almost seems like maybe they're continuously putting on like a short speech, because the people that were standing there listening kind of disperse and move on to look at other things in the room. Let's see. Where would you guys like to head next?
One more item in this room?
There are a lot of like art pieces. The middle table doesn't have anyone. It's almost like they tried to spread the presenters out so they weren't like talking over each other. So that middle table doesn't have anything on it.
Are there any I assume there are sensors in the room?
Yes, there are. There's one sensor above the door inside the room.
Is it, and it's just like facing out over the whole thing?
Yeah, like it's as if it's just down the center.
Okay.
Which item were they at that they were overhearing that?
Back one?
Yeah.
Sorry, what?
The very far back one is
What
the
was
one.
the item?
Oh, that was the robes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. What are you guys up to now?
Is there anything about that door off to the east side of the room, about halfway up, that would give it the impression of, like, this is not for party guests to go through?
Other than the fact that it's closed and typically you've been seeing that the areas you've been allowed into are open.
Mm.
There's no, like, rope or anything.
Nope.
Do you want to go to the performer area?
I might as well. I think it's time to engage in some skullduggery. Casually leave this room and head back out into the hallway, I guess.
All right. I am also realizing that my NPCs have disappeared.
Uh-oh.
It's fine. I'll just kill you with whatever
That's
I
fine.
can grab. You guys come out, and Nyra, as you are walking past the two people that were engaged with talking or listening to the person who was displaying the piece of desert glass, they're now talking to each other. And you overhear the words, "I heard that his brother was also invited." And you see a little bit of a like raise in eyebrows as this woman like puts a glass of wine to her mouth and says, "Really, after everything?" And then they kind of both snicker to each other and move on to the display that you guys just came from. And when you come out into the hall, you see that Vael and Chinook have made their way up to the room.
Just interesting exhibit on the north side of the room.
Is that so?
Seem like a gentleman that's interested in fashion.
I should give it a proper look then.
Remember where everything was.
Nyra will say in primordial to you that there are eyes above entryways.
Understood. Thank you.
Maybe. Don't be alarmed. I might end up adding a bunch of stuff to the combat tracker. I just want to see if it'll put things where they're supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe you won't see it. I don't know.
I usually don't have it open till combat.
Yeah. That did fix
I
it.
can't see anything on the second
Wait.
floor, so I'm solid.
You guys want to be on the floor so you can see what's happening?
Doesn't
Just
really
play
matter.
it.
I'm sure we'll get there eventually.
I'm okay theater of the minding right now.
All right, well, let me
So you
know
all
if
get
that
stabbed, then
changes.
I'll run upstairs.
How will you know?
Yeah, I was gonna say I won't know you're being stabbed, so I'll just stay downstairs.
First
Or
floor, fifth floor.
I'm going to leave Raelynn suspended in time a little bit because she did say specifically she was going to stay there for like 3 fights. So,
Yep.
Bill.
Yeah, I will just casually, as a party goer with my glass of wine, saunter into the northern room and try to approach the object in the first cage.
You're going to like try to stand on the sensor
Yes.
or the like floor thing.
Yep, that if nobody stops me, I will walk up to it.
Yeah, you stand on there. You can go ahead and move yourself there.
Okay.
Let's see. Immediately, the two guards who are standing near the door. One of them actually, just if you will allow it, is going to like yank you back off of there, and the other one, because Chinook was following you, puts his like leg out to try to encourage him back. Excuse me, sir.
Oh, hi! And he like stumbles backwards, spilling wine on himself. What was that all about?
Sorry, if you stand on there for too long, you will get severely injured.
Oh, I didn't even notice I was so transfixed by the mesmerizing blue color of that object.
The woman who's standing on the blue tile turns towards you, and she looks like she's actually kind of amused. She goes, "But you guys don't even tell your guests that they could blow up if they stand on this tile?" And they both look at each other. He's not our guest.
Blow up? That is rather disturbing. Why would you take such measures to... Are these things really... perhaps I shouldn't even be asking. You must be very brave, though, to be walking on those tiles.
Well, they're attuned to me.
Oh, I see. So there's sort of a selective hierarchy to this magic.
Yes, if you pass over and try to take what doesn't belong to you, there will be consequences for it.
I see. So if I want your heart, it'll have to be freely given then.
She just lets out like a full, like, sort of hearty belly laugh, which kind of, it's a little bit surprising for somebody. She's like my size, but she's like athletically built. And her laughter just reverberates in the room. And she kind of slaps the guard closest to her on the shoulder and says, "It's all right. I'll take this one and talk to him. Seems like he's interested in this anyway." They don't go back to the door. They now are walking a perimeter around all of the other blue tiles in the room to ensure that that doesn't happen again.
Very well.
Oh, you're new here then?
I'm traveling in from Iriath.
Oh. So, city type.
Well, yes and no. I love the city, of course. I love traveling as well. Love meeting interesting people.
Well, hopefully I'm interesting enough.
Well, interesting enough that were I have told the guards the truth, I would have told them that you had caught my eye and I didn't notice the tiles.
Well, unfortunately for you, I'm spoken for.
What a terrible shame. I'm always too late to the party, it seems.
Hmm. So, then you're not curious about the item on display?
Oh no, I'm very curious. I was just more curious about you.
I see. Well, how about a private presentation then? He looks around because nobody else, like everyone else, is kind of scattered.
That would be fantastic.
Vael, what is your passive perception?
15.
Not bad. Not bad. Okay. I actually need everyone else to take off their headset for this. Vael, you notice while you're still close to this object, something about it like really resonates with you. There is this little streaking in it that looks like a strike of lightning. And as you are kind of studying it, and just before you step back, you kind of catch a glimpse of yourself in some of the more polished pieces of the glass. And you see there is like where the scaling around your face is, it reflects in a different color to you. And you just feel your blood pulse for a moment in a thrilling sort of way.
All right.
How do you react externally to that?
I think Vael is very practiced at this sort of thing, and he's kept his composure in some pretty insane situations, but seeing his scales a different color, I think he would have a little bit of an internal panic and find an excuse to kind of pull his sleeve up just enough to make sure that his scales are still bronze.
They are.
Not changing in front of everyone here. I need to get closer to that. All right. He just kind of tries to shake it off, enjoying the sensation, and listen to whatever she has to tell him.
All right. Then so she starts presenting to you. She kind of, you can tell she's rehearsed this a number of times. And you also notice there's like a pedestal that has an inscription on it as well. She's like, all right, well, normally people walk up, so I'm just going to start this, and it's going to be a little bit awkward at first. This isn't really my thing. Well, recovered from the deep desert, the heart glass of Ilmorith is said to have formed when the young worm Azurus Ilmarathis unleashed a storm so vast it swallowed the surrounding skies for months. The storm's fury was unmatched, even with what we have known about this young wormling, and also rivaling the Thunder Crags in the north. The wake of the storm left behind scorched glass and endless dunes we now call the Sands of Azurus. Scholars will debate how one so young could call such power that it rivaled the power of the gods, especially during a time when Elris and Lyriel were rising to prominence during the time of Ascension. The relic remains the clearest proof that the storm was no mere fable. And then she goes, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, it was. People can't explain how so young a dragon wrought a storm of such power. We all know the story of the sands of Azurus. This in particular was something that we dug up, me and my crew, out in the desert about 2 months ago. We had to jump through some hoops, get it appraised, make sure that we weren't just scamming everybody, I guess, to get into this party.
Well, it is certainly no scam. I can sense the arcana forming around it even from here.
Oh, scholar.
Something of a scholar, something of traveler, something of a merchant. Wear many hats.
Man of many skills.
One must, if they are to procure and acquire the greatest magical items for those who most desire them in the capital.
I suppose that makes sense. Well, from what I've heard, most of the things here on display today aren't for sale. They're more here for further study.
Ah, indeed. And so this glass heart, you called it, doesn't belong to you and your crew?
As soon as it was deemed worthy to be on display here, it became property of Volkos.
I see.
You should note, she kind of takes you around to a different angle. This piece of glass looks like it had a purposeful shape to it. And she points to how there's like a hollowing out in the side, but at the end of the glass, it looks broken. It's like, I don't think this is the full piece.
So you think there might be more of it down there in the sands of Azurus?
Perhaps. I'm more curious about what was in it, because there's only bits left in there, and no one's been able to identify it as of yet. Or at least they haven't told me about it.
Interesting. Can I make an Arcana check to see if there's anything I can glean from it at a glance based on what she told me?
Sure.
I don't need to up my intelligence, guys.
17's not bad. It's fairly small, and it's encased in glass. And you do have to keep a bit of a distance to look at it. But, yeah, to you, it definitely looks like, at least on the inside, it's been smoothed out, like almost as if it was some sort of like a vial or a jar or like some sort of container.
Okay.
And you can see that whatever was inside, it's dried now, and it looks like a dark brown to you.
Ooh. Okay. I'm just throwing this out there, and if you decide that you can't answer this, I understand. Would that dark brown be like the same color of dried blood?
Same color. Yeah, you could guess that.
Okay. All right.
Well, while you're getting a private presentation on this item, Alina, you have decided to stay back and downstairs near the bar. What are you up to? What are you doing?
I am going to just start to wander around like the front half of this first floor. Since half our party is headed upstairs that I know of. I don't know where Dorian and Raelynn are. I'm just going to stay down here. Especially if not everyone has arrived yet, kind of keep an eye on... Not that we would know a lot of people here, but if any like trouble seems to make its way through.
Sure. Can you give me a perception check and maybe also an insight check if you would like? Both of those in the tower?
Sure.
I see that.
Cover the
Just-
tower, everything. Perception. And what else?
Insight. Alrighty. Sure. Why don't you tell me which rooms you wander through? Do you stay in the ballroom? Do you go?
It's not letting me click on me. Ballroom that I'll wander through the entrance and then into that. Was that a fountain in that green area?
Yes.
Like through there.
Okay. Wandering around the ballroom, it proves a bit distracting for you, especially with everything that is on your mind. But I think as soon as you make it out into like the fresh air, you seem like the air really helps you until you take a deep breath and you look up and you see that there is you see the upper half of the body that you had seen when you guys first came in. You didn't really take a good look at the time, but Raelynn saw this when she went through. You see just like the spitting image of the woman that you had gleaned from that young actually it was the guard's mind when you were back in Hedgarath. You see up on the balcony Chis'dana standing there with one of the automatons overlooking the crowd, and she looks straight at you as you enter out into the space.
With like a look of recognition or just someone new has entered the space?
A look of like she's acknowledging that someone new entered the space.
Okay.
But then she kind of looks to you almost like expectantly, and you kind of get this sense of like when you talk to some of the mothers at the academy, like they are expecting a reverence.
I'll give a little like curtsy.
She doesn't even acknowledge that as she continues to move on, but she's no longer lingering her gaze at you. And you said that you're looking for...
Just keeping an eye on like who's coming in.
Okay. All right. Well, you do see... let's say you are about here as you're walking into the courtyard. Out through the front door, you take note of who's coming in, and you see a young man, maybe about your age, dark skin. He has this all this gold decoration on his shoulders that ends in tassels, long lavender purple cape that trails several feet behind him. Short, dark hair, these striking blue eyes and sharp features, and he's wearing lots of gold rings on his hand. He walks in, and you can tell that he has 2 guards who are with him behind him. And he heads over to the guest book and seems to be engaged in light conversation with the woman who is signing everybody in. And shortly after, you see a tall, very strong-looking man, human, red hair, full red beard, very high cape, like collar on the cape that is purple to blue gradient and black trim all over the place. His cape and his tunic are all adorned with like chains and jewels across it, and he is accompanied by several not Mournhold guards, but Volkos guards. And you see every other guard who passes by him give him like the utmost respect, and like they stand straighter when he goes by, and you see him head off to the ballroom. The younger man makes his way out into the courtyard and seems very studious of everyone who's there for a moment before he looks up at Chis'dana, gives her a deep bow, and heads off into the arena area. If you engage in eye contact with him, he gives you a very charming smile.
Yeah, I'll make eye contact.
He goes like this, and holds out a hand to one of the people who's standing in like a group near the fountain. Seems to catch up with them. They seem very familiar with each other. And then he heads back to loop around to you and holds out his hand. Ah, a new face.
That obvious.
Yes, well, I do come to every single one of these, so I have not seen you, and I'm kind of someone who stays probably past their welcome.
Well, yes, I'm a new face. I hope you stick around tonight. I'm performing later.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so you're here as entertainment.
I am.
Well, I would suggest enjoying all of the free food and drinks before you have to spend the evening working. And I will be sure to come and see your performance. When is it exactly?
About an hour and a half from now.
Perfect. What kind of performing do you do?
Singing.
Lovely. Well,
Alina, by the way.
Adrian. And he, but he, Adrian.
a delight to meet you, since the few people I did come with have all left me to fend for my own.
That does happen at these sorts of things. One of the guards kind of puts a hand on his upper back and says, Mr. Vael, we need to keep moving. And they start heading towards the arena, but you see that they kind of scope it out first, and he's like, yes, well, it looks like I'm here on duty for now before I can enjoy any of the festivities, so make sure you double down for me. And he gives you a little bit of a polite bow.
What was that last name, Vixx?
Vael.
I'll return the favor since you promised to watch me later.
I'm going to like you. And he heads off towards where he was going. Leif and Nyra. You guys are in the hallway upstairs. What's your plan?
Is it just us in the hallway?
You should be. Oh, you're not able to see them. Well, darn.
So I was like, this looks great. This is perfect.
Yeah.
There's no one here.
Yeah, I remember an automaton somewhere.
There was, but I don't know.
There he
Maybe
is.
he left.
Yeah.
He had to go to the bathroom.
Right? Get an oil change.
He's a Tomagon.
Hey.
Oh god.
All right. Yes, there is an automaton, and you do see that there. A door opens, and this commoner just kind of walks out into the hallway and kind of brushes past you guys. You can see that there's like a dimly lit bathroom behind that door. And like before, you kind of get glimpses of people moving in and out. Somebody brushes past the automaton down the stairs from the room at the end of the hall.
Oh,
Shall we?
might as well. And Leif will stride confidently past the robot like he's supposed to, or try to stride confidently past the robot like he's supposed to be here.
Nice bathrooms.
Yeah, no
Sorry.
kidding.
Got distracted.
Yeah, look at that.
Nice bathroom.
Deluxe.
You're sticking close.
Give me like a persuasion or deception check with advantage, since you guys are helping each other. And
So, do one of us or both of us?
one of you, if you would like, can have advantage on this.
I've got a -1. I don't know if yours is any better.
I got a +5.
Let's go with that.
In the tower or out?
You'll know right away, so go ahead and do it out in the open.
Oh, it didn't roll! That's so annoying. It landed on nat 20.
Well, it's advantage. Maybe it'll happen again. That's pretty good.
22 is pretty good. You see just the ever so slight movement of this automaton's head towards you, but you guys just brush right past them. Are you heading into the room behind them, or are you going elsewhere? Because as soon as you get, you can go ahead and actually move yourself to the end of the hall. As soon as you get down there, you see that there's another door a few feet away on the right side, and then there is one at the very end of the hall that looks smaller than the other doors that are on these rooms here.
We decided we'd speak in Dwarvish, was that right?
Yeah, I think it's the only other language we have in common.
All right. Like, any eyes?
Any eyes, DM?
You do not see any eyes.
She just gives a little nod, shake of her head.
All right. Cool. I think I would, before we go into any of the other rooms, I would like to scout around the corner of this corridor.
At the end of the hall?
Yeah.
All right. How are you doing that?
Well, I'm supposed to be here right now, so I'm gonna be stealthy by acting like I am not out of place.
All right. Go ahead and move yourselves. Nyra, are you also going?
I'll probably only go to like this window thing and just be looking out over the courtyard.
Then
Just like admiring the view.
Then you definitely see that Chis'dana is like across on the balcony with an automaton, and you see the door behind her. Just with geography, you would assume that that door leads into wherever Leif is going.
Okay.
Leif, to your left, you see there is a door on both sides of the hallway, about halfway through, and then you see the door at the end of the hallway.
Which
You don't see
would we
anything?
know based on geography that the door at the end of the hallway leads
Is likely. It's likely the viewing room that you guys were just in.
I'm interested in this tiny door.
Alright.
tiny door?
I'm gonna look back at Lily.
Robbie.
And just make eye contact and then just listen up at the door really quick, check and see if it's locked, see if there's any sort of, just very quickly go over it. So like, probably looking mostly for mundane traps since he hasn't encountered too many magical ones yet, but...
Investigation check in the tower, please.
Which I have advantage on. Thanks.
You're welcome.
You look it over. You don't see anything that would indicate any traps, but it is definitely locked.
Okay.
You can see a little bit of light also coming from the other side, like now that you're looking it over and you've looked at like the keyhole area, you can see a bit of light coming from the other side.
Any sound coming from the other side?
A very low hum.
Interesting. Yeah. Double check to make sure that there's no one else in the hallway, and I will whip out the thieves' tools real quick.
Okay.
This is when he blows up again.
Roll a roll a check with your thieves' tools for me.
It's the same as my sleight of hand.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
You hear that satisfying little click as they're able to open up that door.
I'm just moving so I can see see the room.
Mhm.
There was a shadow cast on my cone of vision that was cutting off most of the room. As Leif just sticks his head in.
You see what looks like a study of some sort. You see a desk with some scrolls of parchment all rolled up on it, an inkwell. You see chairs on one side of it, and a more comfortable, plush-looking chair on the northern side. There are 2 suits of armor stationed right next to that chair. And in this room, you see bookshelves. You see, you said you stuck your head in.
Just like around the corner, not too far.
Then you probably caught the glimpse of 2 chests in there, like wooden chests with iron banding on
I can
it.
see one for sure.
And you can see that there is light in this room. And next, like to the far corner where that little white thing is, you just see what looks like an empty, like hourglass kind of spinning inside of these loops of rings.
Interesting.
There's a little like stand on it. It's not floating or anything. It looks like something that if you touched it, it probably would just start moving in this way and hasn't stopped. There are no windows, you note, in this room.
Okay. I'll step back for a moment, close the door, come back. That's definitely someplace we want to check out.
Okay.
Is that?
She.
Holy shit.
Yep, that's fine.
As you say that, you see that she leaves. You can hear the door open down the hallway.
Well,
And she heads inside.
if I can hear that, I'm very quickly going into the performer's room.
It is chaotic inside this room.
Oh, yeah. Been there.
You can hear people. There's like a dwarf in the corner trying to tune their instrument, and it's not going well because they look fairly nervous. It's kind of hurting some of the other people's ears. And there are 2 male dancers that are dressed in very elaborately decorated, loose sort of clothing. They have these like bangles on their ankles and their wrists that are keeping this flowy fabric that they have in place, and they're trying to sort of go over their dance routine in this cramped space in here. No one really pays you mind at first until there is a human half-elf man with kind of like light pink hair, and he's wearing just like a black, like almost cat suit, except when he gets closer to you guys, you can see that it's like very dark gray stitching all over it. So it's like super detailed, but also seems to suit a specific purpose for him. He looks straight at Leif, like confused. Are you guys some sort of... Sorry, that actually would be super rude of me to say.
It probably would be.
Do you need space? I can give you my space. I'm going down soon.
All right.
Good luck.
And it gives you a corner of the room, and you can see that in this room there is also a door in the southeast corner of it that leads into the bathroom that you just passed by to get here. So there's like 2 doors that goes in. And there is a door that leads out onto the balcony at the front of the house here.
So I think we'll take the balcony.
Are there any sensors in this room?
Yes, actually there is. There would be one again over the door, like looking over the room.
The inside door, right? Not the balcony door or the bathroom door. Okay.
Yep. All right. You guys kind of just regrouping there then?
Yeah. Take a breather while we figure out
Yeah.
how we're gonna go
It's
about
like
it.
I'm certain that there was a scrying sensor over that door that I opened.
There's usually it has been in every other room.
Yeah.
Downstairs. Raelynn, you have watched as Chis'dana enters this room with you, takes a seat, and you said you were kind of keeping an eye out for a few other things while you were in this room. What you notice about the lights is that it seems to you like there's something more solid inside of these light fixtures. You might actually be familiar with this, probably because of times that you've gone to the Citadel in the Oasis. It kind of pings as familiar to you, like as if a light spell has been cast on some sort of mass inside of these chandeliers, except what you would know of it is that it doesn't last very long usually, and it doesn't seem like anyone's actively casting magic on these things. Also, about 2 seats over, as you are probably not paying as much attention to Dorian now that Chis'dana's here, you just heard somebody say that the Chancellor Mervarn has got here, but and you hear a very loud woman go, "Oh, really? But I thought his wife couldn't make it this year." And the person that she's talking to is like, "You have to let their whole room know?" And she goes, "Oh my." She just seems like so offended by the fact that her friend has called her out on this.
Have we finally met Tivin?
Well, you guys have met Tivin. What are you talking about?
Nyra has.
And you hear the other person say, "Yeah, well, I heard that her illness has grown worse since the last time that we saw her." And the woman then cuts herself off as she sees Chis'dana and is just like, "Oh, look at her this year. She's really outdone herself." Chis'dana, as you're looking her over, doesn't seem to be what you would expect from all of the stories that you've been hearing. It looks like she's in perfect health. It doesn't seem like she's really chatting it up with anyone over there, though. She has made a few comments where she's leaned in to somebody's ear. Other than that, she just seems to be focused on the fight, and the fight right now is between this young man with this orange hair and just lots of freckles all over his face and chest. He's wearing heavy armor, and he's just chucking these. He has just like a rack of throwable weapons behind him, and he's just chucking them at this very stocky looking human boy who's probably 18. Looks like he's maybe 5 years younger than the person he's fighting. And he is just tossing the weapons aside by these like tendrils of magic that hook around to like the handles of the weapons and just chuck them aside, except for he makes a mistake at one point and doesn't pay close enough attention as another one comes right at his chest, and he nearly like knocks off, and he goes back a few steps, and you can just hear the whole crowd like hold their breath. But then he rights himself again, and there's like a renewed investment in this fight. Even Dorian is like, he's like leaning in and gasping and holding his breath at moments. Seems to be entirely not thinking about all of the stress that he had been before. What's Raelynn doing?
Apart from eavesdropping a little bit, she's kind of just watching Chis'dana, hearing especially that they said, oh, she looks great this year, like everything's wonderful, like amazing. And she's like, but this isn't the woman I've been told about. So she's like probably just like locked on Chis'dana at this point, just trying to see like what's going on. Is there anything like weird or magical surrounding her? And then she'd probably just quietly like lean over to Dorian and just say, are the rumors true? Is she ill? She looks wonderful. Sorry, I don't partake in these things often, but I heard someone say that.
Oh, I don't really know what exactly is the matter with her. I haven't seen anything. I have heard the same thing that you have heard, though. I guess she's been more reserved. She used to be very social, from what I've heard.
Well, and you met her 2 years ago, correct?
Yeah.
So it's been more recent.
A gradual thing, I think. And our conversation was very quick and light, and it was almost more of a warning when I spoke to her.
A warning?
To behave myself at her events, I suppose.
Noted.
If I wanted to still be invited. Yeah, yes.
Well, it seems like it worked. So that's good.
I don't suppose that she's heard yet about my entrance. I don't know how that's going to go, but I trust your friend and his judgment.
He does these things well. He knows when to make a big show of things and when to draw back on them. He's good at judging people.
Yeah. But yeah, she used to actually go to everyone's parties. Now she only ever has them here, which is, I mean, maybe after all the things that she's seen in her line of work, maybe she's had enough. I don't know.
Maybe it's just the comfort of home now. It's easier to have everyone over there. Are these fights commonplace? Has she always done these?
No, actually, for the past 3 years, maybe, and not always.
Oh.
I guess she's got a good lineup. A lot of people wanted to come to this one, so I guess a lot of people volunteered to partake in it.
And what makes you... I don't know if you would know this, so please, if you don't, I understand. But what makes someone qualified to participate in these fights? Is there something that she's always looking for, or are they testing this?
I don't know about the non-mages, but I do know that this is almost a test of sorts for the academy. They do this sort of thing there, I believe. Chis'dana has a lot of pull and sway, and I suppose she's been able to do this on occasion, but it definitely is a bit of a trying to go up the ladder for some of the younger mages, proving themselves, that sort of thing. I have not been able to get close to the other fighters here ever, so I can't tell you about the martial people here.
That's okay. I wouldn't know much about martial anyways.
Neither do I. So, good. We're on the same page with that. And he goes back he sits back again. And as he sits back, you see that out of the corner of Raelynn's eye, you see that this mage gets fully knocked off of the platform, and there's a mixture of responses in the crowd. And the, oh my, I really thought that he had him.
I love this woman.
And Dorian's just like, I missed it. That looked like a really good one too. Did you want to watch more? You seem really interested in these.
I mean, they are fascinating, but Evalis did say he would tell you about all those artifacts at some point. I would hate to take you from that if you're interested. If not, I'll spend the evening with you.
You see a little bit of a flush on his face as he goes through a various wave of emotion. That's a tough choice, but I think it would be rude after all of the help that he's given me to leave him hanging in that way. Also, I am very curious because I usually know nothing about the things that are on display, so more skilled mind, I think.
All right. We can grab a drink on the way, and you can introduce me to anyone interesting on the way that you feel like talking to.
All right. He's going to... He stands up and kind of helps you down this, these bleachers, down to the main floor, and you see the same young man that you saw him enter, but he sat down at the front row, and you guys were kind of a couple rows back. But as Dorian's passing by this guy, he puts his hand on the man who introduced himself as Adrian to Alina. And he goes, Adrian, good to see you. And he kind of gestures to his right where you're standing and says, This is Evelyn. And Adrian looks up and he glances at both of you and he just looks, he stands up immediately, gives you a little half bow. Oh, nice to meet you. Oh, you actually got a date for one of these things. I'm impressed. Dorian.
Um,
How did he reel you in?
his laugh.
You see that? It immediately looks like a note of recognition on Adrian's face. Wow. Well, I won't judge. And Dorian's like, what is that? What's that supposed to mean?
It means that in a room of people laughing the same, you stand out wonderfully.
Well, she's not wrong there. Well, seems like he's found a good match. Or are you here mostly for your own purpose?
I'm here with my partner. We're interested in looking at the different magical artifacts. He's more the professional than I am. I'm more the financial side of things, but yeah,
Oh,
we decided to come and have a look at the new wares and see what we can do. He has a buyer that he looks for the items for, and hopefully he'll find something.
so you're a businesswoman then, making your way up?
Trying, just getting into it.
Well, if you're having success here in Mournhold, I think you'll do well.
Thank you. And sorry, are you from Mournhold as well?
Dorian kind of looks at you and then him, and he goes, "Sorry, she doesn't get out very much."
I was originally from a small farming community, so really we didn't.
That's perfectly fine, and I'm not really anyone of importance, to be honest. But and Dorian just kind of flashes him like a look when he says that, and goes, "No, my family's from Erith."
Wonderful. That's where my partner works, so maybe we'll run into each other there.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, I should meet him.
He should be somewhere around this party. That's where we're headed.
Well, I'm about to watch several fights and probably lose a bunch of money, but I'll be sure to find you around the party somewhere.
Wonderful. Until then.
Dorian leads you out of the room. Vael, what are you doing upstairs?
Well, yeah, that is the $1 million question, isn't it? I have a couple of questions. I have recombed all the notes because I wasn't sure that I didn't miss something. You make reference to the monarchy in Erith, but no specific leader. Should I assume that is a king, or?
It's Queen Lasana Vea.
Okay.
And
so that means whoever Adrian Vea?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, fuck. You just insulted royalty.
Yeah, I did.
Good to know. Good to know. All right. Secondly, does there seem to be a locking mechanism, like a standard lock and key system on the display case that the art glass is in?
No. You look at it. Make an investigation check, actually, for me in the tower.
Okie dokie.
You don't have a plus to that, but you got a really good roll. I'll tell you now. You notice on it, it looks very much like you could definitely just like lift up the glass part that is around this piece of glass. It's on like an end table sort of thing, and there's a glass casing resting on top of it.
Okay. Well then, is there anything on this woman who's talking to him that stands out, like other than the like? I assume she has one of like the working here pins.
Yes, she does.
Is there anything else that might possibly be the thing that's protecting her from the magical tiles?
You do not see anything on her.
All right. Very well. Then
You did
once she's
notice,
done.
I'll also give you this. You did notice that the guards also had those things, and they stepped forward onto the floor tiles.
Then, I think once she's done her little presentation, he expresses how well she did so and how interested he is and how intrigued. And then he says, you know, I'm not supposed to tell anyone this, but my buyer is in the Vael family, and they did want my expert opinion on this. I don't need the device. I don't need to touch it even. If I could just get a closer look at it.
She will go. Actually, roll a deception check for me, or persuasion, whatever. I think they're the same for you, but
They're the same for me, but deception makes the most sense here.
She goes, that might get me in trouble. I feel like I might need to run that by our hostess for the evening.
Whatever makes you most comfortable. I mean, even if you wanted the guards to hold my arms while I look at it. I do have a theory, and I'm expected to provide a report and have done my due diligence ahead of that, so I myself could be in quite a bit of a trouble if I cannot confirm.
That one will be a persuasion check.
Okay. I'm assuming tower, but I don't
know. You could do it out in the open. You're gonna see whether or not you persuade her.
Fair enough. Ooh, well, I'm glad I know that's in that one, because I'm going to use some inspiration.
That is way better than what you had.
Yes.
She goes, well, quite honestly, I'm not too worried that you're going to snatch it out of my hands. And you can see that she lifts up the case. It's on like a little, like sort of pillow thing that is holding it, and she's going to hold it about a foot away from you.
Mm-hmm. I would just lean forward, my arms back. I would just like to get a much closer look at what is inside. I would like to look at the brown stains and see if there's anything remarkable about them.
Okay. Do you feel confident keeping it was like a perception check. No, that was an arcana check. Okay, give me a perception check in the tower. You're gonna get all the checks here. You're doing something.
I might want to use my advantage if that sucks, but I don't know. So I don't know.
Do you want to use your advantage?
I might need it. I'll hold on to it. I don't know what I rolled, so.
Okay. It looks to you like it's dry. You can definitely feel something familiar to you. But looking at it visually, what you see is like there's a few shiny flecks in it, depending on how you look at it. But you can't like quite pinpoint any reason why that would be.
The color of the flecks?
Looks like a very muted, dark brown color right now.
Fair enough. But they're still there and they're still reflective. Interesting. Well,
now, what was your... when you like pull back, she puts it back in the case. What was your theory?
Well, my theory is a little bit unorthodox, but I believe that Ilmarath was not alone when he caused that storm.
And
I believe that there was another... Way too many secrets. This is all very much cloak and dagger under particular request, but let's just say there was a person who might have been acting in collusion with Ilmarath. A powerful mage, perhaps?
you see an expression flitter like across her face. There's like a very subtle smirk that she seems to try to hide. Interesting. You got that just from looking.
I have been doing this for a very long time, and I have uncovered myself many relics of the past. But your expression tells me that you have reason to believe the same.
I'm going to have a break from presenting in half an hour.
Oh,
Perhaps you can join me for a drink.
Downstairs in the ballroom? Or is there a more private setting we could use?
I was thinking that perhaps out front would be best.
I will see you there in half an hour.
Lovely. And you see that other people come and show up at this display, and she launches into her spiel, including the part that was awkward when she told it to you.
All right. Vael's going to very quickly make himself just look very nonchalant and move towards the north end of the room to explore the thing that Leif had asked him to look at. And bearing in mind I am a very generous contributor to the Sisterhood, and I've been to basically all their events.
Yeah, you see this mage standing next to this display of clothing. You know that even within the Sisterhood, there's like, though they have a color scheme that they tend to wear, they are all pretty free to style those colors how they wish to. It's not like a uniform thing. Even still, when you approach this case, it hits you immediately the same colors that you've seen in the more interesting wings of the Sisterhood that you've definitely hoped to get a closer look at in the past, probably, but have been denied. And definitely you notice the same. You've probably taken many of Alina's outfits in the past, and the fabric is very similar, and you hear the same sort of spiel being given about this. And on the display, it says, what was this one called? It's called Heightened Ether Kelp Dye Clothing.
Oh, well, this is very interesting. It looks very modern for a relic of these types of events. From where did you acquire this?
He turns towards you, gives you like gives you a once over, and says, "Excuse me," to someone he had just finished talking to. Oh, well, today is not exactly things that are just relics here. Everything is... There's a bit of a theme. We're very much in need of a new stage, a new era of progress here, I think. And we've brought the best minds to look at all of these items, and hopefully we'll glean more from what we've already learned from them. It's, this piece came into our hands about 6 months ago.
He kind of leans in expectantly.
Did you ask another? That's Vixx.
From-
Like, did you ask another
Yes,
question?
where they got it from.
Where they got it from?
Yeah.
Oh, it was created here in Balkos.
By whom? I don't know any weaver that could do something like this.
By the Academy. He kind of like gestures to the little Academy pin on the other side of his gear. It's something that a bit of a prototype, I suppose you could say. We are trying to transition away from our traditional look in favor of something that is more durable and also resonates with magic a bit better.
Well, that is fascinating. I do think that that sort of progress is exactly what we need back in Iriath. Who's credited with this discovery?
I actually cannot reveal that information to you, the general public.
Oh, well, I suppose His Majesty will have to wait a little bit longer.
You're working for who again?
I'm working for a discreet buyer in the capital, whose surname certainly resonates with the people of this land.
Interesting. Well, you might want to check in with your buyer, as they should already know then.
Well then, I will do that.
You see a
I'm
little
afraid
bit of a narrowing of his eyes at you that is like... What were you going to say?
As you can imagine, he's very busy. I rarely get a full briefing before I'm sent out on procuring missions.
Of course.
Very well. I may return shortly. Thank you.
Where do you go after this?
Just gonna go wandering around. I want to see what's going on in that room to the south, but like, I'm a little concerned about stepping into it. It does look like there's a bunch of people in there, but are they all wearing pins? But that's, yeah, you can move on. I think Alina's been sitting for a while, but
Alina, still making your way around, doing rounds.
Mm-hmm.
You eventually run into Raelynn and Dorian as they're exiting the arena. You don't pick up anything much else as you are walking around the party. At least not here on the main floor. Dorian greets you immediately. You're alone.
I am. I have been utterly abandoned.
Oh. That's a shame. Well, we're about to get a drink. Would you like to join us?
We're headed upstairs
As long
after.
as I'm not interrupting.
Not at all. I mean, we should look at Dorian.
No. I'm not just being
Feel like I
polite.
should warn you, Dorian. There is someone particular that has been lurking around the bar most of the evening.
Oh, he's still there.
Yes.
Well,
If there was ever a time to try again.
Sure. That's you can kind of hear his throat like close up on the words.
Confidence, you have every right to get a drink from the bar.
I suppose. You guys head on in then towards the bar. I will say that by the time you guys get back there, I have lost 2 people here. There we go. By the time you get back here, Emeric is actually like looking out the window over here, very, very like stoic, drink in hand, gazing out the front, just sipping quietly to himself. And you can hear that Dorian sighs a little breath of relief to himself, even though he did seem to work himself up into this confidence as he walked in. It's like it deflated the second he realized he didn't need to use it. Right, well, I think, he orders some wine for himself and then asks you guys what you want and hands it to both of you. And he goes, so, to Alina, you sort of implied that you were going to help me. What did you exactly have in mind?
I haven't had a chance to speak about you directly yet, but Vixx, is he alone looking out
Yes.
the window? I know he had a companion earlier.
Yep.
But if you'd like, I could go speak to him and wave you over if the conversation goes well.
Okay. Now you guys all seemed very new and not super knowledgeable about him. Is there anything that I can do to help you be more persuasive?
I'd see you don't know me very well either.
That's fair. Yeah. All right. Well, he just kind of like stays back a little bit with Raelynn. We were gonna head upstairs, though. Did you want us to wait for you?
We should wait in case things go well.
Oh,
It'll
that's
only
good.
be a moment. If you don't see me nod you over, feel free to flee upstairs.
Okay. All right. And Raelynn feels him like grab onto her the way he had a little bit before for comfort when they entered the room. You walk over to Emeric, who is standing there drinking his drink. He has one hand in his pocket, and he doesn't. Yes, Shanks, I know what you're gonna do. As you walk up, he notices you once you're like 10 feet away from him, and he looks over to you, hearing the clicking of your heels as you walk over to him, and gives you a bit of a smile.
Are you waiting on someone?
Hopefully not, to be honest. Am I that transparent?
No, I'm just observant. So you're hoping someone doesn't arrive, but are anxiously staring at the window in case they do?
You've got me exactly pegged. Yes.
You get a chance to notice a lot of people from the stage.
That makes a lot of sense. You must be very good at what you do up there, then.
I try.
Find yourself here.
Actually, well, I'm afraid what I say next might be a bit awkward, but I did make a promise to someone who helped get me in the party. I would try to speak well of him in hopes that he might make amends with you.
You're talking about Dorian, who you put on a little display for when you arrived.
Yes.
And why would you throw your name into the mud for him?
Well, I wouldn't be at this party otherwise. And from the little bit I've gotten to know him, he seems amenable, if having a bad habit of putting his foot in his mouth.
Not a very good habit for somebody in our social circles.
Certainly not, but I don't know the situation well enough to know if it was an unforgivable offense. If so, I have said my piece and I'll leave you be. But in hopes that there might be a chance for reconciliation, I come on his behalf.
Roll me a persuasion check.
In the tower?
No. He shifts. You see the word reconciliation seems to like trigger something in him. And he straightens up, looks a little bit rattled by the thought. Looks into his glass. I must have had too much to drink already. And he looks over at Dorian, and you hear his name hollered across the room. Dorian, I think you could speak to me yourself, you coward. And you see Dorian's face just like, but that's where we'll take our break.
Fucking fantastic.
That's amazing.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm also just seeing that Pip was granted advantage at some point during the stream. That's hilarious. Anyway, welcome back. Thank you for the raid, by the way. I know you were given a shout out, but thank you guys so much for stopping in. My players have been at a party for the last 2 sessions now. Well, last session and this session. And they're all off in different rooms finding out a lot of interesting information through artifacts and NPCs and overhearing people. Just before the break, our bard Alina followed through on her word to go and talk to a man named Emeric Dayrun on behalf of their new acquaintance Dorian, who seems to have gotten himself in a bit of hot water by revealing a scandal about Emeric in the past. And Emeric has just called Dorian a coward across an entire ballroom. Dorian is standing there as half the room is divided between looking at Emeric and half looking at him, and he's a little bit frozen, but then about a moment later he knocks back the wine that he just picked up in just like one long sip, then takes Raylynn's, sorry about that, and puts that down as well. Turns to the bar, puts the glasses on there. Can you get her another one of those? And then he goes, I guess I should go and do this. And he's going to go walk towards Emeric. You see that he starts off pretty meek, and then something halfway shifts in him, and he's now striding toward him with some confidence. And Emeric is just standing there. He's not even really paying too much mind to Alina at the moment as he watches Dorian stride across the room. And as soon as he comes within arm's reach, you just hear as Emeric smacks Dorian across the cheek in a way that just causes his face to like jerk up suddenly. And everyone is just like, can he do that? And they're like, they're like whispering to each other, I mean, who's gonna stop him? Even the guard near the door is just like, doesn't really know what to do. And he goes, there. Everyone will be talking about that for a while. Alina's the only one who can hear this, by the way. He's like in a very low voice talking between them. Now I want you to run away back through the door that you came from, and all will be forgiven. And Dorian just looks at him, and then Alina, and he goes, he runs to a different door, like almost like he wasn't sure what to do, but the quickest route out of the room, he leaves to the like front area. And then Emeric looks at the room. Sorry, everyone, for the scene. That was unbecoming of me. Dorian is a decent man who made a mistake. And you can hear just like a little bit of bitterness on his tongue as he says that. But he washes it down with the whiskey in his hand. And he turns to Alina. I have also made some mistakes. I'd like to continue not to make them. A very interesting conversation recently that you reminded me of. I won't be bothering him anymore.
Could I get you another drink?
Knocks back the last of that and hands you his glass. That would be good. So everyone's still like looking, but not looking at the same time. A couple of people whisper and are glancing at Raelynn as well, and they like you get the sense that like very sisterhood, like you are being spoken about something that you're probably familiar with.
Yeah, she hates that a lot. So she probably, after hearing that conversation, will go after Dorian to see if he's okay.
We'll quickly go get Emeric another whiskey.
Yep, you have no issue doing that.
I promise not to bother you again tonight.
I look forward to your performance.
Thank you.
And if it's a good one, perhaps I'll mention your name in the city too.
I'd appreciate it.
Thank you, he says about the drink. And then, yeah, you see Raelynn has run off as well as you're like leaving.
I'll go follow her.
Raelynn, you see Dorian has gone outside out the front.
Boy!
He's just like standing near the front doors, catching his breath. You can see that there's like a little bit of redness on his cheek that he's just like
Do you want
yeah,
to be left alone?
Yeah, sorry. Actually, I do think that I want to be left alone for a little bit, but I guess I know how it feels to be the subject of the bad kind of spotlight that I've caused him, so I see why he did what he did. He's like, still seems a little bit shocked. I'll be fine. Mostly embarrassment, I think.
That's fair. It's never fun to be the center of attention when everyone's looking at you saying things about you. But I'll be inside if you need me. And I don't know if it matters for anything, but he did say to everyone that you are a good man and that you are forgiven.
Of course he wouldn't say that while I'm there.
That's why I stayed.
Well, thank you for your oddly specific empathy.
You'll know where to find me. Take all the time you need. And she'll like squeeze his hand a little and then walk back in.
As you walk back in, you can overhear that he puts on like a mask, and you can hear him be like, "Hey!" like greeting somebody with like his arm with like confidence outside, where no one knows what happened.
Except for the red handprint on his cheek, I assume.
Yes.
Yeah.
You two meet up in the entryway, but before we get to that, Nyra and Leif, what are you guys doing out there on the balcony scoping things out?
Good question.
Mhm.
I just want to make sure I understand time. That time is kind of wibbly wobbly, and that Chis'dana is not in two places at once. We kind of wound the clock back a little bit while she was still upstairs.
Yes.
Okay.
And she's now downstairs watching the fight. Actually, I'm not
We
going
don't
to
know
say
that, but we
We know
can say
she's
it.
not in the courtyard anymore.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that it didn't seem like she was in two places at once. Just out on the balcony, I'll kind of lean in and whisper, how much do you think you can make up an excuse if something goes wrong with the device? Referencing the sonic screwdriver.
Well, if you're that worried, I could silence the area first.
Does that take a lot of your... That like a lot of effort for you, or...
Not the most effort, but I would lose the other spell I'm thinking on.
Maybe keep that. I'm enjoying that. I got an idea. Just hang tight.
I could also... I still have one more use of the disguise. So I could kind of want to look like one of the automatons.
Up to you. I'm gonna go in that bathroom and see about the
Do what you got to do. Typical man in a bathroom for 10 minutes.
Yeah, you know it. I'll try to be quiet. I'm to go in that bathroom there, get out the wand of chaotic detection from the bag of holding, and give it a little twist. For detect magic.
Okay. Need to pull that up.
I've got it here. Roll a d20 on a 5 or lower, misfire. I will use inspiration on this if it's 5 or lower.
Alrighty.
17.
Yeah. You go into the bathroom, crank it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Oh,
Nice.
God.
Crank it for 10 minutes.
That's as an action, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's definitely an action shot.
Oh no.
Oh no, we're at that point in the stream, guys.
I don't want it. I don't want it back.
And you're
Why
Coward.
is it sticky?
Shit.
yeah, as soon as you do that, you went into the bathroom that was right off the room there.
Yeah.
And you see yeah, you don't really see anything in this room, but you do get like a sense that something happened. You hear this whirring sound, a little bit of a sputtering, and you're bracing yourself, and then it just goes into a very soft, almost unnoticeable little hum. You can kind of feel it in your hand. So immature.
Vibrating gently in my hand, I will put it back in the bag. I'll go back out. After, maybe like a minute.
After
I will
actually
say
using the
you have
bathroom.
to. I will say you have to hold on to it.
Oh,
if
I
you're
have to
going-
hold on to
Yep.
it. I see.
It's the source of the magic.
I see. I thought it would have like put the spell on me and then it was good. In which case I will... Does it have to be like in my hand, or just being in my pocket work?
In your pocket. I will let that be a thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will put it.
But
in my...
not in a extra dimensional space. for
Yes,
sure.
yes. And I'll head back out, and I will. If this is working like I think it's supposed to, I should be able to detect some source of magic over the door.
Yeah, you do sense exact same spot that Nyra told you has a little bit of magic, as well as the chandelier that's in the center of the room right now. It's just lit by candles, but you can see that in between each candle there's some other sort of like bulb like thing that has a soft glow to it, but they're not on right now.
Okay.
Very similar to some of the lights you've seen in other buildings here.
Cool.
Ellie?
I'm gonna have to read this. Actually, I might see one more thing. Yeah, so the person who like gave you their spot in the room and who's just kind of standing by the door now, his outfit is giving off a faint aura of magic. You learn the school, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Looks to be illusion to you.
Okay. Illusory outfit.
He's secretly naked.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Now what?
Okay, we're in a room full of people. They're ignoring us mostly.
Yeah, they're getting ready.
Yeah.
Except for that one guy who's just kind of like standing there waiting.
Yeah.
You want to go for a walk?
I think that'd be good.
Right. Just put her hand on his and let him lead her out.
Nope. Moving the map instead of me. There we go. Close the door before turning north, and I'm just gonna like see if I can get anything through the wall.
You see already in this hallway that both the door to your right and to the end of the hall have a faint abjuration spell cast around it.
Well, that could be a problem.
We could try to get rid of it, but I don't know what that would do.
Oh, I'm assuming I've already triggered it if I open the door.
No one's come.
Like, it's been like a couple of minutes. Is that right?
That's like 5-10.
Okay.
Maybe because you didn't go in. You just opened it.
Might be worth a try. But I'm gonna get. Yeah, I'm gonna go back down the hall, peek around the corner,
You see divination magic at the end of the hall over the door.
Oh, is it looking? Sorry, I'm not there.
Yeah.
Looking like down the hallway.
You can't tell that.
Okay.
I don't think. Yeah.
Is it? I guess is it on?
It's on this side.
It's on this side of the door, and it's the one at the far end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they might have seen me already.
What do you want to do?
Well, nobody's done anything, so. But as I'm gonna let's see. Draw an arrow. Can I move the arrow after I draw? Yes, I can. Only 30 feet, huh? Convenient. Yeah. Is there anything else I can get on the other side of the door from here?
Shoot. Within 30 feet of you.
Circle this pointer is silly.
Yes. You get straight ahead of you and to the right, like if you were to go into the room and right about 25 feet, you get the same abjuration magic. Actually, wait. You might get something else too.
Is that where the chests were?
One of them was a chest. The other one looked like a table with a vase on it. No, abjuration.
Now the question then is it alarm or is it arcane lock? Or something else?
Or any other abjuration spell.
Those are
Only
the only
abjuration
two.
spell.
Those are the only two.
The only ones. I can only dispel one thing. So.
I got 2 charges on the
Oh, the.
stick still.
Oh, yeah. Do you have to roll for those as well?
You know it.
You should do it.
I feel like maybe we shouldn't do it until we're ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
One of those could be used on a sensor too, right?
Yeah.
Or they'll notice if the sensor goes down, though.
I'll also notice if somebody's on a sensor.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Well, that's less of a concern for Leif, I think.
Yeah. I think maybe then we'll sort of rejoin the party and wait for Alina's performance to make our move.
Okay.
Right. Raelynn and Alina, you were heading towards the artifact display?
Yes. Or
Alrighty.
wherever Vael is.
I think he's still upstairs.
Standing in a hallway for an hour.
Just vibing.
Just vibing.
Yeah, you guys, you kind of meet at the top of the stairwell with Vael. Is there anything that you want to do on your way over there?
Over there, I just want to see how many people are around, sort of thing.
Okay.
Like, is he off kind of in a quieter area, or are there a lot of people surrounding? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll put you guys on the map because I forgot you can't see anything right now. That's my bed.
In the time that has been spent since I went here, have I learned anything about this room on the south end? Advice or anything?
Right. You're listening into, because you could definitely hear the presentation that's being given on it.
Yeah, he's listening from the door, not sure if he's even allowed to step into the room.
If you were like kind of hovering about, you would have most definitely been waved in.
Nice.
By a dwarven woman, dark skin, red dreadlock hair, wearing a lot of armor, but it looks like fancy, stylized to look like it belongs here at this party with all the different colors that everyone else who is working here has been wearing. She goes, "Oh, you can come in. This is just for our protection," she says as she gestures to the blue tile on the floor.
Oh, is the device really that dangerous?
We believe that it has the potential to be. Right now, we have a very small portion that has been in the works for a couple of months. Lots of prototyping before that, before we put it together. But this small amount should be okay. And she points to the black, like the blackened steel that's around it that had the runes on it. And she goes, these will actually contain anything that could go wrong, should it. But my hope is that you don't have to see those be put to use. As I was saying, and she just trying to figure out when Raelynn and I think they would get there right after this speech. She goes, our engineers in Zardan are very proud to unveil a stabilized, she gestures at Vael with a smile, I assure you, resonance frame, a system designed to harmonize rare crystals that can run off the power of the sun and a storm alike. This construct, the way we've designed it, responds dynamically to weather conditions, aligning its output toward balance and clarity. It's not fully developed yet, but we are hoping that such innovations may one day provide reliable navigation where traditional methods may falter. And we all know how much that is needed, and there's a little bit of murmuring and nodding going on. In this room, Vael, you also see that there's a mage off to the left of the door, a guard off to the right. The people in here, half the room seems like they are only nodding to act like they get what she's talking about. Another half seem like the studious, scholarly sort of type, like you peg them immediately in that way. And somebody else speaks up just as Raelynn and Alina come to the door. Sorry, I still haven't got you guys on the map here. I will. There's Alina and Raelynn. You guys have the map though?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay, cool. Yeah, you see Vael is to the south of you, standing in this room listening to a presentation, and you see everything else that everyone has seen so far. Someone speaks up and they say, so larger scale is possible for larger vessels then, potentially. And she turns her attention to them. That is exactly what we are hoping for, and we're already working on a potential showcase in the near future for this. And there's some whispering, and you actually you see the mage kind of like tilts their head at that a little bit. And steps forward, and the mage is a older human man, lots of like wrinkles around the eyes and mouth. Looks like he probably has a very expressive face, but right now it's fallen flat. And he goes, You're working on methods for navigation while we're in the middle of a potential countrywide war? She goes, well, we've had this going on for quite some time, and we didn't see any reason to stop what we were doing, especially now. Who knows where this conflict will lead? It could end up being something used for peace. We could share our knowledge with the people across the border, and maybe they would be interested in it. And then she goes, or on the other hand, there's a lot that we don't know about the North. This could help the people in our military navigate the difficult terrains of Hedgarath more easily, don't you think? Or perhaps our rail systems could be expanded more quickly. There's again some murmuring in the room. Half of the people are nodding, half the people are muttering to themselves as they're taking notes on this. And Vael, I think you notice there's like this platform it's on, and there's like the other ones has like a plaque on it. You notice that the wording of everything in it is very nondescript.
Yeah.
It's super vague while trying to sound important.
If I approach it, do they intervene in any way?
She does. She's like, I wouldn't touch that if I were you.
Okay. He's gonna continue to get close, but he'll like put his arms behind his back and lean in and look at it and see what he can figure out about this device or its potential uses.
Make an Arcana check, and Raelynn and Alina, what are you doing now that you've found where Vael is?
I'm probably just gonna have Raelynn come in and just say, have you found anything interesting?
Yes, in fact, I believe I found everything interesting.
Interesting.
The woman seems very pleased to hear you say that.
She'll come up closer and just kind of stand by him.
What's Alina doing?
I'm just following.
All right. What you got? Is 16?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you look this over, you can definitely feel magic similar to magic that you've used in terms of protecting yourself. You immediately feel that same vibe, there's something keeping you from fully making contact with it, and you recognize some of the runes outside of it, even though you are more naturally inclined with your magic. You've definitely studied, and being a patron of the Sisterhood, you would recognize these runes to be protective abjuration runes on the black and steel around it. The silvery blue rings. You can't like 100% say for certain, but given everything that you've found, you're like, this looks like a diluted version of the armor that Raelynn wears and the ore that is harvested out of the mountains of the Thunder Craigs. The material in the middle looks familiar to you, but it's in a completely different shape than you've seen it. You've seen the broken bits that that Nyra has showed you. You've seen the hunks, like the shards of it, like the one that Raelynn and Alina have touched. And this looks like the exact same color, but it's much more refined into like a prism shape, like a diamond sort of shape, and it's hovering and floating there, and it's perfectly still as these rings seem to react around it.
It does seem like a solid, though.
Yes.
Okay, so I know the outer rings are mostly for protection. Does anything about this device or the inner rings or anything hint at what it could be used for?
I'll let you use that 16, but also make an investigation check.
All right, +0, here we go.
So for one, just the things that she said, and also the way that, and she was talking about how this device together could use the energy of the storm and the sun. You do note that the runes that are around the silvery blue, I don't know if that would be super clear to you, actually.
I do still have comprehend languages up, if that helps.
Okay. They are dwarven runes. Very clearly magical. They seem to be... There's different runes on each one of these rings. The one silvery blue ring has runes that you would probably be able to guess have something to do with trying not to give you away, because it's not like you have some sort of magical thing up at the moment, but how do I say this? There's a... Yeah, I'll just say that it definitely feels like something is drawing power from the center of this with these runes. There's a sense of pulling. And the other ring, you would note that to be some sort of divining language.
Okay. Well, it is fascinating. I do believe the applications are practically infinite.
Yes, and as you notice, the way that we've designed this contraption, it can stay like this. And she like points to the fact that it's hovering over this pedestal.
Hmm.
As long as it has the internal and external factors to draw from, we're able to make everything around it hover and lift in place. Can you imagine what we could do with that sort of technology?
Ships that wouldn't need wind or sails or even the seas themselves.
Wouldn't that be incredible?
Yes. I do see that a new age is dawning before our eyes. And as he says that, he straightens up and looks to Raelynn and Alina, and a clear concern on his face.
Wonderful applications will come from this. And she just is trying hard not to look at Vael. She'll catch the drift and then look at the lady.
There is more murmuring throughout the room. The mage steps forward and is just like, I see. Well, I'm sorry that I doubted you. Maybe that was a good use of time after all. And he kind of pivots and leaves the room and goes to the southern one.
We are in the southern room.
Or northern.
Vail's just going to look at the others and kind of nod to the hallway and head out as well. And hopefully find a place outside of earshot of anyone.
Sounds good.
I don't know where that would be easily accomplished. Maybe just over here where we can step away from the doorways.
Yeah, you could definitely have some privacy out in the hall, as I think Nyra and Leif might be coming back around the corner.
Yeah.
The bathroom's really big.
So very quietly, once they get away from the others, he goes in a very hushed tone. As terrifying as that thing was in the other room, there is definitely sisterhood robes that they're claiming were built by their academy, and something that I need to take.
And as terrifying as that is, Chis'dana's downstairs, and she does not look ill in the least.
Are we sure it's her?
I couldn't get close enough. It could be a glamour, could be a spell of some sort.
It could be an illusion, could be a double. Damn it. Only murdering mages was easier.
So what's our plan?
Honestly, for the first time in many years, I don't have one.
Do we know where
Are we
Leif
all
is?
back together? Okay.
Oh, look, there they are.
Found some research I'd like to do.
Same. So what do we think then? We all have things we want to accomplish. There's also a conversation I need to have with someone before I risk it all.
Well, I think, I'll probably be looking to head out once I've done my research.
All right, can you give me half an hour?
I was thinking, there's a new performer in town who's giving a show here. I think it might be a good opportunity to step away for a moment.
I'm sure Alina's up to the challenge of drawing all eyes to her, but how did things go downstairs?
Which one of us are you looking at?
Adelina.
Emeric slapped Dorian in public.
Damn. I almost feel bad.
I think he's forgiven, though.
Oh. Well, that is... I guess I shouldn't care, but... I don't know. Something about Dorian I like.
He means well.
I think I need to go step across the hall, take a look.
At the robes?
Mm-hmm.
You should.
I would love your insight. All right, so addressing the rest of them then, giving Alina the space to look at the robes. We wait until our performance. We do our best to take what we need without drawing too much attention, and when things inevitably go wrong, we run.
Raelynn will take this point, because I didn't in-game before mention that she would tell them the fastest way to get to that hand. Just to make sure everyone's clear and remembers where and how.
Hand fountain, right?
Yep.
Leif, do you want to do your research alone? Do you want an extra hand?
David doesn't know.
Come back to that next week.
Yeah.
I give you guys a tough choice. Wait, I do have to find important notes for what Alina's about to look at.
Totally fair, totally fair.
Yeah. Raelynn will probably just say to Leif that, like, be aware that Chis'dana could very well not be downstairs, so keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, I'm not convinced we're seeing the whole picture here.
I don't think so at all.
We could take a look. See if there is magic on her. Leif has
I
a few
wouldn't
more
mind that at
minutes.
all. Although we might not learn as much as we want to. The woman was a powerful figure in the academy. She might just always have magic on her.
I'd have to get pretty close.
30 feet.
Pretty close.
Okay.
Just flick a
Alina.
pebble at her and see if it makes contact or goes through.
What are you gonna do if it does hit her?
It's just a
Sorry,
pebble.
I thought you were an illusion. This is a traditional greeting among my people.
Wait, are you
I-
alive?
I'm a rock Goliath. We toss pebbles at each other.
Right. So, Alina, you're heading in to look at it alone?
Mm-hmm. Unless anybody follows, but most everyone else has seen it.
I don't think Raelynn has, but that's up to her if she goes with you.
If you wanted someone to go, she'd go. Maybe she'll...
Up to you.
I'll go. I'll go because I haven't seen it. And I know sisterhood stuff.
All right. You head in. You look at some of the other displays because I don't think Vael really told you which display it was. He just told you what was there. But eventually you make your way to the back of the room and you see that this guy is not paying any mind to you because he's currently addressing a group that's kind of crowded around listening to his spiel, and you do hear those same bits of this story about this piece. Someone even asks the same question that Vael did about where it came from, and you note the tight-lippedness about who they can credit this piece of discovery
Can I
to.
use detect thoughts during that question?
Yes.
Sure. Yeah.
I was hoping you would. I was so hoping you would.
I'm really excited by this.
I am always prepared for Alina about to detect thoughts somebody. I was giving you imagery before, right? When you were just gleaning thoughts, or was that only when you were
No,
pushing?
it was no, because with Emeric, it was I hope he's like doesn't come. It was just that just like
the most
basic.
pressing thing.
Yeah.
Then you hear the words, "The practitioner won't be happy if I let that slip," and that seems to be a little bit of a mantra before he moves on to another thought about he wants to request to his superior more convincing information for the public. Like he makes a note to himself about it. Yeah, he just seems very concerned about letting it slip accidentally, and you do glean the practitioner. But as you look over this case, you see it perfectly laid out. You see, immediately the design, the coloring, exactly what you would expect to see at the Sisterhood. But as you take in more details about it, to you, it pings as even more familiar. The shape of it, sizing, the kind of fitted and like layered. It's kind of like it's not a dress, it's like clothing, but well fitted. Yeah, you've seen this outfit before on Kemi.
They're using the phrase Azura kelp. Is that familiar, or is that just some bullshit they made up?
That isn't familiar to you. It does say on the plaque that it is harvested on the eastern coast, the Azure coast, which is south of it's south of the Gullet in Caldbor, and it is just east of the border of Vel'Koz.
Does Alina's expression show anything? Like, or is she masking still?
Can I make a roll, Vixx?
Sure. What are you trying to make?
To how well I can mask. Like a deception?
Yeah, that would be deception.
You want it in the open?
Yeah.
I want the dice to decide.
Yeah, there's no way I
Tracks
can
for
roll
her.
anything.
Looks completely unreadable to you, which
Classic.
I mean, yeah, like you would probably be able to know that she's doing something, but she's not showing you what she's hiding.
Yeah.
Has the mage turned his attention to us yet?
Takes about a minute or so because he's just conversing with the group that is there. And then he kind of sidles over to where you all are. And he goes, did you catch all of that, or do you need me to go over it again? Or have you been up here already?
No, we haven't been up here yet. You said this was made at the academy?
It was made by the academy. I don't know
academy.
exactly where it was made.
And how recent is the discovery of the properties of a kelp been?
Well, some of them have been known for ages. The healing aspects of it, certainly. But the way that it resonates with our mages is something that's very recent. Particularly.
Detect thoughts only last a minute. I'll use another charge if I need to.
Okay, as you're asking this, when did you do that?
So I used the first charge when we walked up and heard someone being asked about like where they got it from. So I'm assuming it's been at least a minute since that.
Yeah.
As I finish asking my question.
As you finish asking your question. So not when you asked about where it was made. Okay. Sorry, can you repeat exactly what your second question was?
The first one was, so it was made at the academy, and he said by the academy, and then I asked, when was it discovered, like the properties of this azure kelp?
Yeah, you don't detect any discrepancy in his thoughts when he says that they've known about the healing and the healing properties. When he's talking about the way that it resonates with the mages, you hear something that isn't said out loud, and that he says, especially the ones with innate magic. But it's like he's saying a full presentation in his head, but he's doing a more refined one out loud, filtering out certain things.
The practice of merging it with fabric. I mean, I imagine a practitioner of that sort would be quite skilled.
Yeah, so we didn't think to use it for dyeing anything for a long time because it was so valuable with the healing properties. We figured, why not use it for that? And you're not hearing anything that sounds like it's not lining up. Why use a healing plant to dye clothes a color that we can use other less useful plants for? It wasn't until recent, and when he says that, you can hear in his head the practitioner.
I used that word in my question, hoping it would trigger thinking about the practitioner.
We found out that our mages respond well to being a little bit more capable, enduring, sturdy. And in his head, you hear prolonging the illness.
I was reading a bunch of stuff in chat. They said that the kelp is helping to prolong the illness in the mages.
He thought the phrase prolonging the illness. I overheard that in his thoughts.
As he was lifting off other benefits.
Fuck.
Yep.
Fuck. What color was Chis'dana wearing?
Red.
She was wearing red and black.
Okay. And the real her?
You almost got me.
Almost.
You almost had me. What else do you
Evelyn,
do?
do you have any questions?
No. Because I have none of that information that you listen to. So she's just like, I'm here for moral support.
It truly is a remarkable
Amelia looks
innovation.
Exactly. Especially as we get more and more, and he like points across the room at the Zardan display. And it's like, especially as we get more and more magically inclined than we were before.
This piece in particular, is it a prototype or are they already being used by the Academy?
This one is what we're using to fuel our research. So I guess it would be sort of a prototype. If you yeah, I'll give you that. It's still a minute as you hear just like at the tail end of this. He kind of has to redirect his wording a little bit. He almost says that this was already, and then he goes back and says it's a prototype.
So I just got the phrase, this was already?
Yeah,
said?
like, yeah, when you were asking about if it's already in use or if it's a prototype, he about half said this was already.
Thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome. And another group comes up and he launches into the same thing again.
Any part of that look familiar?
Vixx, I don't know sign language, but I was friends with Raelynn. Could I spell out 4 letters using sign?
I'm trying to think if you would have known her when she learned sign, because she
Okay,
learned
you learned
sign.
that later.
Yeah, she learned it when her mom
her
was
mom.
sick, and then when she
Okay.
came back, she kind of like.
Then you wouldn't have
was
told
alone.
me. Never mind.
Later.
You know what? I'm going to pull your arm into mine.
Okay.
And then my hand that's on your forearm, I'm going to take my finger and trace out Kemi.
Raelynn is just going to place her hand over yours to try and hide it so no one sees, and then pat it and rub your hand for comfort as we walk out. Give a little hand squeeze like she used to when we were kids.
As you walk out, you notice that yeah, you get a little bit of Alina gets a little bit of a like this from Tivin, who is standing off to the side of the room, but she gets quickly swept up in conversation before she can really make any more advancement on trying to connect with you. before you guys make it back out into the hallway where everybody else is. What have you guys been doing? Hanging out?
Keeping up appearances when necessary, discussing how we want to proceed, that sort of thing. I don't know if anyone else has anything more specific. No. When Alina reappears, can I make an insight check? Because Vael is concerned about how whatever she learned in there might affect her.
Okay. Do you want to keep your deception check from when you were masking against
Yeah, I'll
Raelynn?
keep my 23.
Okay. You just glean as much as Raelynn noticed that clearly there's something going on here. She has these walls up in front of her right now.
I think even seeing her that defended right now is enough for him to make some leaps. And as they reappear, Vael just kind of puts on his mask as well and says, "Good, we're all together again. Well, we have some things we want to accomplish, but we have a little bit of time. Is there anything anyone else needs to do?"
Do we need... Alina, do you want to perform?
I don't have to.
But what would you like?
If Leif would like it as a distraction. There's someone I'm intrigued to
We don't
see.
need it.
It's true, we could pull the plan earlier.
And if you said she's down in the gladiatorial area, we at least think she's not up here right now.
There's someone I'm intrigued to see if they show. But if I don't run into them, then that's fate's decision.
Will we be up to performing if the time comes?
I always am.
It's true. You know if she's here, we'll find her, right?
She's beginning in a rather, well, brevity is the key, but a message from me. Wait, would I know that you... No, I don't... Sorry. I don't think I would have known that you... Let me try to phrase it in my brain. Would you know enough to imply Kemi?
You did talk about her paper being published here with the group.
Okay. I was trying to make sure we weren't metagaming leaps.
No, absolutely. No, we've shared information about her being down here and her having a published paper in there.
Okay, then what I say stands. I just wanted to...
Sure. You guys do talk a lot outside of character, so that's fair.
I do appreciate that, yeah.
All right. So what is your next immediate step? Are you guys staying here? Are you hatching the plan early and running? What are you hoping?
If Alina's up to it, we should go with plan A still. Let her perform and distract most people.
Mm-hmm.
Have the least eyes on what we have to do. And that still gives me time to wait half an hour and have my conversation. It gives Alina time to wait and see if this guy shows up.
Raelynn can try and make an excuse to leave early from the party from Dorian.
And if Taven is in that room in the north there, I might... Stiven, sorry. Might want to go have a little chat with her and see what gossip she has.
And their boyfriend, the dangerous man.
So here's, just so you know the situation. I don't think Vael knows Tivin. Not on site.
I don't know her, correct?
Mhm. And you did note that there was a gnome that you definitely saw at that explosion site talking to her. Is that still what you want to do?
Oh, and he saw you.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm going to, as I step through the door, look like a very different half-elf.
All right, cool. I just want to know what we're doing next time. Yeah, looks like we will be at this party for, I can't imagine it'll go beyond next session.
No, there's no way. We'll get 20 minutes in and we'll be running for our lives.
Yep.
I'm excited. All right, let's see. We can go and see. Sparkles Mandy, I think. If they're not
Sparkles
a follower only chat, they are not. Cool.
Cool.